Joe Varga.
And now, Joe Varga gives the instructions as we bring you tonight's main event. First of all, we, of course, present Freddie Blassie against Wild Red Berry. Final instructions here. Wild Red, as always, assures everybody just how things go. Now, he is, for the benefit of our network audience, may I explain, in case you don't know, Red's idiosyncrasies, he's explaining about the count. Let's don't have a fast count. Sounds like something reminiscent of the recent World's Heavyweight Championship fight in Chicago. And also he wants to say that when we're through the ropes, I will always give you a nice, clean break. Offers a handshake here, and Freddie Blassie's not sure that he wants to shake it. Wait a minute! Turned his back on the Wild One, and wait a minute, Joe Varga tries to keep them apart, and the wrestling match is underway right now, and Red is catching it right off the bat here for his trouble. Blassie to the ropes, grabs him with a tackle, and is on top. It may be the first fall right here. Let's see. No, Red gets his legs on the ropes, and that's enough to give us a break. Poor old Red, a little shaken up by the start of things. Still on the ropes, of course. A little tap for Red is softening him up in a hurry here tonight. The Kansas Sunflower looks a little wilted already. Through the ropes again to get himself out of trouble. Doesn't like some of the conversation he's getting, and is over there with the ladies talking right back to him. Off balance in the ropes. The last lady that you saw there, who was telling Red to get back in the ring, seemed to have a word or two for him, and apparently he took the advice and went back and wrestled. There's the takedown. Matter of fact, the last lady that you saw is, that we recognize her now, was Rosemarie. Used to be known as Baby Rosemarie in the motion pictures, now a television performer. A grown-up gal. Makes some of you feel a little bit old, won't it? Well, we always have Hollywood personalities here at ringside at the Hollywood Legion Stadium for our live wrestlers. Red is working here with a finger lock and a punishing thumb hole on the back of the hand. And he may be standing on Freddie Blassie's hair, and the referee checks on it and decides he is and moves his foot, much to the unhappiness of the Wild One. Red's got a real wrist lock. Whoa, went out on that thumb for a takedown. And draws a warning and denies it all. Drops for the knee. Now he's got plans to cannonball on that arm, and he does. That hurts. Joe Varga gives him a lecture about that. Can't use the ropes that way. Red moves in again on that left arm. He's going to try to wrap it around the ropes, I think. He's got plans. Freddie Blassie's got a fist, and Red doesn't like the look of that plan. Try to talk Blassie out of it, and just leaves town, which is one way to get away. There's a little rabbit punch for his trouble from Freddie Blassie. Fine young wrestler from St. Louis here. Hey, a little clubbing blow at the back of the neck again, and Wild Red says, wait a minute here, what's going on? Top wrist lock by Blassie. Red grabs the hair and reverses the hold, but right smack dab in front of the referee. Knee lifts. Red comes on top trying to pin here. Freddie, of course, could get through the ropes just like Red did to get out of trouble, but he chooses not to. He wants to work his way out of the hold. And Red here's shouting threats now at Freddie Blassie. He says, give up or I'll break every bone in your body. Freddie doesn't seem to be the least bit cowed by it. Red has a variation of a surfboard here. Blassie getting instructions to the ringsiders to get over the ropes, decides not to, and Red has a surfboard hold on him, which he may not be able to keep, because having lost in their last meeting, Freddie Blassie is in no mood to lose this one tonight. Red's in trouble, but he comes back again to keep his surfboard hold. Once again, Freddie Blassie reversing, and Red is in big trouble now. Let's see if Freddie Blassie's going to bring it over and get his own surfboard. He did! And Red, yes, sir, wants to get right through those ropes and out of trouble. Indicates it's nothing but sheer brain power that made him go under the ropes to get away from it all for a moment here. They chin-lock each other now in the referee's hold. And to go behind, and it's Freddie Blassie again. It's Red through the ropes to get away from the surfboard. Once again, nothing but superior brain power, he says. Red again through the ropes here. He's just worried. Look out. He stepped right back into the hole, but Blassie won't be allowed to keep it. Now he takes his own full Nelson, and he won't be allowed to keep that. Referee takes him off. And Red again, the opposite side of the ring, through the ropes, comes back, grabs his own full Nelson. He's mad. Freddie Blassie decided to just get himself out of trouble there in turn, and Red couldn't approve of it at all. Blassie with a wrist lock, corkscrewing the arm, and Red wants to wind up and pitch one. This hurts. Winds of that pistol more, thinks better of it. And around we go again, and there's no choice but to go down on that one, and down Red goes. Wrist lock, arm stretch put on him by Freddie Blassie. Red wants to get to those ropes once more as he's walking his way out of trouble. Reverses and, well, I don't know. He says he was smart when he did it, but the ringsiders don't seem to be particularly impressed with his brain power on that one. Down again. Red wanted to go to the ropes, but no chance this time as Freddie Blassie again somersaults him down, comes up with that wrist lock, the arm stretch. Red's a long, long way from the ropes this time. He can see them, but he sure can't feel them. Now he's got a chance to move forward as he starts his counter move here. Blassie trying to keep him away from the Red, however, decides to reverse and somersaults right back into the hold again. Freddie Blassie says it. I used my head that time. There's almost a 3 count on Red there. There's a 1 and a 2, and up comes the right shoulder slowly. Red not moving very fast to get out of these counts. Jumping Joe Varga, our referee here tonight. Look out, Red reverses. And Red says, there you are, punk, talking to Blassie. Well, here comes Blassie trying to get back up. And he does get up, and has he got his own? Oh, he hasn't got a reversal. And Red said, where'd he go? He went right there, Red, and now you're caught tight in it. Watch Red's counter move to get out of trouble. He does. Red's pretty fast at this. Looks over some of the ringsiders who are having a word or two for him and has a little conversation with them all the time that he the hold working here on Freddie Blassie. Red bears down now on the arm stretch. Here comes Blassie in a counter move. 10 minutes gone in our hour time limit. trip by Red. Up comes Freddie Blassie, rolls up, takes side headlock, and the Redhead's in the trouble now. Red tries, can't get out of the headlock. Now he starts to move. He'll see if he can slip it or not. He can. Look out, he's getting set for one of his famous face stomps. There it is. And that hurts. Referee Joe Varga lectures him about that. Freddie Blassie hurt by it. Red moves in to see what he can do now. Wait a minute. Blassie's right back in trouble again, and there it is once more. Forearm smash. Red locks up Blassie and puts on a neck breaker. Red says, "Do you give up?" No move yet by Blassie as Red bears down, now changes. Up came a knee, caught Red on the top of the head, and shook him up not a little bit. So Red backs off for the minute through the ropes here, but Freddie Blassie's right with him. Red is standing with one leg through the ropes, so consequently he can't go on. Blassie a little bit perturbed about it all. As you can see, dropped one little punch in there on the break. So staggering out from the corner comes the wilted Kansas Sunflower. And wait a minute, not as wilted as we thought. Slams away at Blassie. Forearm smashes him with Blassie off balance. The referee is not going to allow that, and he won't have to worry about stopping it because one was enough for Wild Red Berry. And Red creeps out through the ropes here again. Lockfeel and topside head scissors. Freddie Blassie takes control of the situation here in this main event tonight from the Hollywood Legion Stadium, one of the best-known sports arenas in the world in Hollywood, California. Red slips out of the scissors, falls right back into it again. Nothing seems to work right at the moment. Freddie Blassie keeps rolling Red. And now Red pulls up on the scissors, and Freddie's trying to hold him in it, and Red is over there balancing on the ropes, so using them for leverage is going to take him out of the hold. Wait a minute, cannonballs on Blassie's left leg. Red gets a lecture, and Blassie's hurt. Here's Red after that same leg again, takes a step over toe hold right over at the ropes, not using them, but as he starts to lean on them, he may lose the hold. He's going to have to break it, so he does. Drops on the leg with a knee that time. Ooh, a little tap to the side of the head shakes up the Redhead. And now Blassie turns him. Do a reverse neck breaker here, trying to keep it, and has to let it go, though, as Red is on the ropes. Side headlock again. And here again, Blassie turns, but Red pulls him onto the ropes in turn, and again the hold will have to be broken. Red drops one extracurricular forearm smash in there, and gets lectured by the referee for that. Red moves now to a compound hammerlock. Gives him a free hand. Let's see what he'll do with it. Brings a light open-handed blow and does it again and looks smilingly at the referee. Turns away and drops a fist in there, but insists that he did it with the open hand. Joe Varga not very much convinced by that lecture. There's that compound hammerlock again. Red turning away from the referee. Drops one in with a fist, but then says he did it with the open hand. 15 minutes gone. 15 gone in our time limit. Still working for the first fall in this main event tonight at the Hollywood Legion Stadium. Red to the compound hammerlock. Ooh, look back, and there was the referee looking right over his shoulder. So he caught the fist. Freddie Blassie says, I did it with the open hand, and Red is mad. Red's got some of the ladies a little unhappy with him again. After all of that, one fist has Red pleading with the referee. Here's Freddie Blassie moving in. They're off balance. So we get an immediate break. Red grabbed the leg, wants to cannonball, and how he does. Red's after everything he can get in the way of an advantage tonight. Blassie's left leg bothers him as he tries to get up. Red's going to try the turnbuckle whip. There it is. Blassie falls, and hard, and Red comes up with the famous Gilligan twist. This could be the first fall right here. Let's see. Joe Varga looks at those shoulders for 2, and for 3, and Red has taken the first fall. Red takes the first fall here. As Jules Strombo comes into the ring, they're having a little trouble getting Red pried loose. They may need some more help here from Jules. I don't know whether Red can get out of the Gilligan twist or not. He does. Raises his hand there and tells what a great man he is for having taken the first fall. Let's get the time from Jules.
In the time of 17 minutes, 22 seconds, with a Gilligan twist, while Red Berry takes the first fall.
Well, as he acknowledges the plaudits of the crowd, let's point out, Wild Red Berry is one up on Freddie Blassie, but watch out when those two meet for the second fall. Well, down here at ringside is Jules Strombo, and I know you'll be interested in his comments. Former World's Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. Jules always has some very pertinent observations.
Well, Bill, I think the main observation in this first fall here in this great main event tonight is that Wild Red Berry follows out exactly what he tells his opponents he's going to do. He tells them ahead of time that when you get in the ring with me, come in prepared to do anything or take anything. So his opponents can't claim that they were manhandled because Red warns them ahead of time. He says, when you get in the ring with Wild Red Berry, why, you got to be ready at all times because I'm a wild man and I'm ready to go. Certainly looked that way tonight. Red kind of fancies himself as a poor man's world's champion, and he tries to live up to it.
Thank you, Jules. There's the bell. Here we go for the second fall. The first one to Red. Now let's see what happens. Off balance. Wait a minute. Red will stop at nothing, apparently. Grabs a hammerlock illegally there. And Joe Varga is just about to count him. Let's see if he broke it in time. He broke, and then he started right back again, and I don't know how much of this the referee is going to permit. There's the count going at 2, and Red breaks again. And comes back again to take the arm. This time it's okay. Whips Blassie into that turnbuckle hard on the shoulder. And takes again a hammerlock on Blassie's left arm that's bothering him and slams him in there once more. Red is living up to that wild part of his name right now. Whip into the turnbuckle, and Blassie's in big trouble, and of course if Red gets this fall, he gets the match. Wait a minute, he wants to manhandle the referee, which is just not quite the thing to do. So a count of 10 has started here on Blassie, give him a chance to get to his feet. Red again takes that left arm. Brings it up now, let's see. Here goes, Red hooks the ropes there to keep from being snapped to the mare. And since he used the ropes and brought Blassie back on a takedown, he will not be allowed to hold. Still after that left arm. Blassie's left arm practically useless here at the moment. He's going to have to get away from Red for a moment to limber it up, or he's going to lose the match right here and now in 2 straight falls. Now watch him try to snap a mare on Red. Red tugs on the hair. An illegal move. He got away from the referee's view and then tugged on the hair. Denies everything. Red says you give up, and Blassie says no. Red says, give up now and save yourself punishment, as he has a very punishing hammerlock working here. Blassie starts to get up. Now let's see if he can snap that mare. Red tries to keep him off balance so he can. You see Red again trying to hook himself on the ropes as Blassie tries to snap the mare. It's going to cost Red the hold anyway. He's a little slow about letting go. Blassie works on the left arm as Red stalks right after him. Blassie clobbers the back of the neck there with a slap that didn't do too much good. Now he winds up a fist. And Red doesn't like the looks of the fist, but he again has an opportunity to bar the left arm this time. Sometimes the fans are happy about the way things go, and sometimes they are not. As Red finally scores a takedown here, but loses it because he tugged a little on the hair. Goes a 3 on Red before he finally lets go of that arm again. Red now has a chance to try the bow and arrow treatment here, but he couldn't do it. The referee intervened. Blassie works on the left arm. Oh, look out. Red's got it coming to him with a hammerlock, and forearm smashes to the back of the neck. Down goes the red head. Blassie takes control of the situation. Blassie using one hand and trying to, that's the right, of course, which is okay, and trying to, as you see, limber up the left at the same time. As he keeps the hammerlock working on Red, and Red is shaking his head up and down in a yes movement, but saying no all at the same time. He shakes his head up and down, but keeps saying no, which leaves everybody confused, including Red. Here's Red heading for the ropes, but not quite making it. Here comes Red heading for the ropes again, and I think he tried to fool Blassie that time, making a move toward the ropes at one side instead of on the side nearest the camera. Then wanted to head through those ropes and didn't work. He's got a foot on the ropes there, and Joe Varga's not going to allow it. Red again puts a foot there, and Joe Varga, as you can see, keeps it off the ropes now. He starts to get to him, so Freddie Blassie says, I'll take control of the situation here. Let's see if he can, long enough to keep Red from getting a break out of this hammerlock. Freddie Blassie keeps the hammerlock, has also got the right arm now. Here's Red again, getting to the ropes. A 1, a 2, and then, wait a minute. He's going to get that break after all. He's got enough of his legs over the ropes. Let's see if he can even get up and join the party here. Red indicates everything's wrong that could be. And Blassie moves in to snap a mare. Wow. That hurt. Here comes another one for him. He's really being bounced on the canvas here. Red with that hammerlock hurting him a little bit. Red, I think, is trying to talk Blassie out at the same time to see if he can snap a mare on him, which he can, but he can't get out of hold. Blassie still keeps it. Blassie rears away on a hammerlock that hurts. Here goes Red through the ropes to get himself out of trouble again. Red wants a timeout here, which you just don't get in wrestling. There's the bow and arrow treatment for Red. Now, instead of it being Blassie's left arm, it's Red's left arm that is the cause of the pain here at the moment in this main event. Side headlock by Blassie. And look out, Red rolls him over backwards and almost had him there for a pin, and Red lost everything. The hold, everything else fell right on his face. And he is looking for the ropes now to get himself out of trouble here. Blassie has him in a reverse pin position and got a 1 count. Red tries to get the legs over the ropes. So Blassie goes to work out on the arm. This is the same left arm he's been bearing down on. Blassie with an arm bar, and Red in trouble, and Blassie goes and takes it into a key lock, top wrist lock for a nice takedown. Red tries it again and gets away. Well, pretty proud of himself. See how I do it, folks? He said nothing to it. Steps into there. Blassie has the top wrist lock, however. Red's right back where he was. Red finally tugs on the arm, and all he does is end up getting himself flat on the canvas. Freddie Blassie says, see there? As he still holds that key lock, top wrist lock. Look out, Red's reaching for hair and pulling on it. Let's see what the referee thought about that. And wait a minute, Red winds up with that face stomp once again. There it comes. Blassie's hurt. Red moves after him once again with a side headlock. Up the ladder. A hip roll, and down goes Blassie. Wait a minute, he's got his own here. Blassie to the ropes, back again with a tackle. The redhead is down. He is caught with a backdrop on a neck breaker. Up top side is Blassie. This may be it for 1 and 2 and 3. And Blassie evens it up at a fall apiece. Freddie Blassie makes our main event all even now at the end of 2 falls, each one with a fall. And somewhat the worse for wear. The redhead recumbent on the canvas here. Unhappy about it. Well, let's get the time now.
In the time of 12 minutes, 30 seconds with a reverse spinning neck breaker, Freddie Blassie takes the second fall.
Well, Freddie Blassie has made it real competition here. Yes, sir. Thrilling action is always guaranteed on Live Wrestlers from the Legion Stadium in Hollywood. Well, the Wounded Warrior we see here, of course, is Wild Red Berry. But I think it'll be more interesting now to hear again from Jules Strongbow down here at ringside. Jules, the tables were turned, were they not?
Well, I'll tell you, Red went down fighting that time, but this Freddie Blassie is no one's fool, Bill. After all, the boy is one of the brightest prospects to come out of St. Louis. And there's many a great wrestler come out of St. Louis. And this boy here has been a great crowd pleaser around here for several years in Southern California. And tonight he's proving why he is a crowd pleaser here, because he's a hard-fighting wrestler that's always on the go, tries to stay on top of his opponent at all times, and the word is action when he's in the ring. He's certainly giving Wild Red Berry a run for his money tonight. Red took quite a thrashing there.
Yes, he did.
He certainly did. He took quite a beating there, but you have to wait until that third fall's over before you can call a winner.
That's very true. Thank you, Jules. Time for the action. We've heard the warning whistle already. And we're waiting for the bell as Red slowly indeed, climbs out of his robe and waves off Blassie. Wants more rest period here, he says, but Blassie obviously wants revenge for the loss here the last time they met. And he's going to move just as fast again. Tries again for that reverse spinning neck breaker, but with Red hanging on the ropes, he can't get it. Red is, at least it would appear, in very bad shape. No, he's not so bad. He was pulling a little bit. Take Blassie into that. Gives him a little bit of everything there. Red has a little argument with referee Joe Varga, but he doesn't want to carry it any further. Red with a side headlock up the ladder, and there we go. Blassie taken down with a hip lock or a hip roll. Red again. Same thing all over again. Here goes Freddie Blassie again. And Red is going to try for his Gilligan twist. This may be it right now. Let's see if he's going to be able to pin him. Red usually brings him down with this. But wait a minute. Blassie's shoulder, his right shoulder, will not go down. Red is not able to pin. He hasn't got the match yet. I think he thought surely he had it right here and now. And Red is shouting at the referee count. But Blassie is able to bridge up just enough, or roll up enough, to keep his shoulder off the canvas here all the time. And Red finds for once the famous Gilligan twist is not working for him. Wait a minute, stepping on Blassie's hair, he won't be allowed that. Joe Varga keeps watching here, and if Red isn't careful, he's going to end up the one in the trouble. Because Blassie either has to be pinned in a hurry with this particular holder, or then it just doesn't work. And Red's finding that out as he starts to go. Look out! He's losing balance. Blassie's straightening out his legs here. Is giving Red the bad time. Red has practically lost the Gilligan twist. Yes, sir. Over he goes, and it's Blassie who takes control of the situation. Going to a leg split. So Red's the one in trouble here now. Red saying, watch the foot as Blassie threatens to kick him right square in the teeth. So leg split by Blassie, and Red is rooting and scooting here to get to those ropes. And finally pulls himself through and gets out of trouble. Let's have a look out. The turnbuckle twist on Blassie shakes him up hard. That hurts. Down with a knee drop. Blassie's hurt. Working himself out of the Gilligan twist was a tough thing to do, but then to fall right into one of those turnbuckle whips is tougher still. Here goes Red up the ladder, and hey, missed out on it. Blassie hooked the ropes, let Red just fall away from him, and Red is hurt. Went down hard. Blassie's after him, and let's see if he's going to move now for a fast pin or not. Trying for that spinning neck breaker, but Red puts his legs on the ropes. Got only a one count, and Joe Vargas says that is all for the moment. Let's see if Blassie gets up. He does. A little discouraged, seeing Red was able to get his feet on the ropes. So he comes right back again. Spinning reverse neck breaker. Down he goes. Red again. Hurries to get one foot on the ropes. Let's see if it's going to be enough. It is enough to get him out of the hole. The fans don't like it. Blassie gets a little discouraged by it all here as he's having so much trouble trying to pin the Kansas Sunflower. Blassie to the ropes. Ouch! Look out. Blassie, I think, hurt himself on the tackle worse than he hurt Red. He seems to be shaken up. But he still is able to throw one tackle, and Red's not in very good shape either. Both the boys are wearing themselves down in a hurry. Here we come, that reverse spinning neck breaker. Blassie on top for one. Only one as Red rolls up off the right shoulder. Both boys are tired. You can tell that now. Here's Blassie to the ropes. Misses as Red gets out of the way, and then fell off the ropes. And Red almost unable to follow through. Blassie hurt himself some way, and Red wants to move in. Now decides he has a chance to try to pin here. The referee holds him off, and the count is going along. Let's see if Joe Varga is going to allow the match to continue as Blassie fell off the ropes. Red moves in, turns him over now, and gets topside for 1, 2, and 3. And Red takes the third and deciding fall again. Freddie Blassie has failed to come through with a win that he wanted very much. Blassie came off the ropes hard and is obviously hurt in here. He tripped, as near as we could tell, as he bounced off the ropes trying to throw another tackle. And he's got a cut on the forehead. A rather severe cut on the forehead here. I think you may be able to see, you can see blood above the eyebrows there. Blassie
In the
is
time of 8 minutes, 24 seconds with a body press, the winner of the third fall in the match, Wild Red Berry.
Wild Red takes the third fall, and rather jubilantly, considering the condition of his opponent. Blassie is cut, and rather severely, on the forehead, and I think they'll probably have to send for the doctor, and possibly may have to treat him right here in the ring. This is a very strange turn of events. It appeared to me that he tripped coming off the ropes. He fell hard in his forehead, and Red starts to move in on him again. Now, I don't know why. They're sending for the doctor. Here's one of the trainers coming in as they keep Red away. Red says, I want to help him up, but they apparently don't want any part of that. Blassie is hurt. And I believe they have signaled for the doctor, but we've seen no sign of him as yet. Now Dr. Fay, who is the ring physician in attendance here tonight, comes up on the apron, climbs through the ropes to check on Blassie also.
Yes, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. But I'm not prone.
And
I'll get up and fight again. That's right, Red Berry.
Red Berry, of course, shouting imprecations about how he would handle the situation. Doctor's using ammonia inhalant now to, as you see, revive Freddie Blassie. Now Blassie begins to revive. And the crowd is, as you see, standing in almost complete silence here as Blassie bleeding quite a bit at the forehead.
Time to go against the grain. I'm off the chain, never gonna be the same. Look out, world. My time has come, new life for me's begun. Open the gates and watch me run towards my new freedom. I'm off the chain, trying to go against the grain. I'm off the chain. I'm off the chain, never gonna be the same. See the rusty stains from years of pain.